You're listening to the C1D Paintball Podcast. Remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, and our Discord. Hey there, it's Andrew from C1D, welcoming you to the C1D Paintball Podcast. We're short-staffed tonight, but we've got a good team. Joining me, we have Mike.
How's it going, guys? Nice to be back.
And we have Connor.
You forgot to introduce Mike as the guy picking up for Jeff not being here. He's working two people's shift tonight, so he's talking twice as much as he normally does tonight.
Twice as much. I want to say also hello to Pierre and Trent that are listening live. And first podcast in about 3 weeks because it is the off season. We still do things in the off season. Connor and I, for years, used to tell people there is no off season for us because we used to play indoors. But right now there is an off season between Connor's school and me just, having to survive and do things around the house. And I'm sure at least some of the other C1D'ers appreciate the time off, C1D'ers, whatever I call them there. But it hasn't just been us sitting lamenting, me sitting there in the middle of the night, open my iPad to write down ideas I have for paintball. I've been having those. Some of us go on cruises. So somebody went on a cruise for 2 weeks. So Mike, how was your cruise? Do we need to ask because we're jealous?
I won't go too much into it because I could just talk forever. But yeah, it was amazing. We took a cruise to Mexico with our favorite band, Coheed and Cambria. It was our third time going. They do it like every other year, and they announced that they're going to do another one in 2 more years, so we're looking forward to that. But yeah, we had a blast. Went to Mexico for the first time ever. Did the Mexico thing, and yeah, it was a blast. Came back with a nice little tan, and definitely didn't want to come back, that's for sure. Definitely with paintball season being over and stuff, it's like, what do we got to look forward to? Work. That's it. So, yeah, but it was great. We had a good time, no complaints. I think I gained about 10 pounds.
Well, then you did it right.
As you should.
As
you should.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, but I think most of them are like, once you pay, it's like all inclusive, and there's a buffet running pretty well 24 hours. So anytime you're bored, if you're like me, it's like, yeah, you want to go get some food or 24-hour soft serve ice cream. Just, man, it was so good. We had a blast.
Dude, I need you when I go to Mexico. My dad's a bum.
Okay,
it's like at 6 o'clock, he's asleep when he's on vacation.
I'm not asleep at 6. I did 2 or 3 nights in the row where we went for a snack. We got out of our room to the snack bar, beautiful area by the pool, one of the pools. And Connor, for a snack, had a club sandwich and a flank steak. And I joined you for that. At least 2 nights in a row. I think we did it 3, but your uncle was there. So, oh no, it was brother-in-law. It was Daniel. Yeah, that was. It sounds like you're speaking through your phone. That's what Trent is telling me.
Yeah, you might not be on your main mic. I wasn't gonna.
Well, just keep it like that. You don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. We've already started. It's the off season.
It sounds fine.
But I check your Discord input. Trent's working production tonight. No, actually, Trent, I appreciate it. We're gonna trip through it tonight. We're not gonna shatter any ground. The opposite of being on vacation is Connor's taking an hour out of his time, and he's probably got an alarm set. Because he's in the middle of school exams and tests and projects and stuff. So if you see steam coming from his ears, his brain's in a slight cool down mode right now. So
close enough, yeah.
Close enough. Look, the off season is very important for me and C1D, and this year we're going to have input from a bunch of people on what we do. Everybody here right now, well, Jeff's not here, but his input as well. We got guys like Trent listening that is very active with us. I think he only missed 1 game day this year. That's it. And Pierre, who, despite injury, has done some great contributions. But during the off season, we plan things. I've got a calendar, we know when D-Day is. We're looking to have 14 play dates at our home field at Warzone next year. Some may be a topic. We may change one into a little tournament amongst ourselves. we're gonna see. We're gonna see about that. But you know, we're gonna have a lot of discussions over the winter about what we're gonna do in that. But today, I just wanted something, you know, kind of ease back. And I sat there, and it's like, I don't want to plan a show with, like, usually when you plan a show, you have 5 or 6 topics. You have 3 of them that you know you're going to talk about. And if those go quickly, you put 2 or 3 little ones. That's how I tend to do it. And a lot of you are probably shocked thinking Andrew actually organizes for this. Yeah, yes, I do. Tonight I've got one thing. And it's just one of these fun things. And a lot of us do play video games, or, I mean, even if you played board and adventure games. I'm playing a video game right now that I got hooked on in 1997, and I bought a new version of it, and I'm playing a top down in that. And, you know, the question I wanted is, I thought, you know, I've been playing games for years. I stopped for a while when I had these kids and all that. Then all of a sudden your kid's better than you at video games. And I know Mike's an avid gamer as well. And I just thought of something kind of cutesy to throw out there. We all know that there's in the paintball and airsoft world, there is the ability to actually play on fields, different fields in North America, at least. I'm sure in Europe, there might be a few where you have a field/map based on a video game, like a video game map. The 2 I can think of offhand that you see a lot of is Nuketown, which paintball explosion in Chicago. It's supposed to be wild there. There's one in Three Rivers, about 45 minutes from where Connor and I are sitting right now. Also, what's that container one? I've seen isn't it called Containers, Call of Duty map? Connor? Shipment, that's it. There's a few with Shipment as well. So the question I thought was, as a video game fan, which we all are, and I know Pierre, I see him on Discord playing like Fallout 76, so he does the video games too. If you could play on any map from any game you played, what would it be? And you don't have to give like we had a joke going earlier with it, because Connor put a picture when we were chatting about it of Rainbow Road from Mario Kart. I mean, obviously, well, first of all, there's not really shooting in it. And, you know, just the whole, it's, you know, done in a void, in a vacuum. Are you going to pick something that could be semi-realistically done? I mean, some have grav lifts and stuff like that. But if you pick it, it's because you pick it because it's just the one you would want to do. Okay? So just to set it up, I'm going to go first here. And mine is, I think, partially the playability of it and partially the sentimentality of it. And I'm sure Connor might have 3 or 4 in his head that he thinks, but I'm putting the picture up in the Discord first. And it is a picture, you know what that is, Connor, right?
Yeah, it's Zanzibar.
Zanzibar, or in Halo 3, it was called Last Resort. This, well, first of all, you can't run on the big frickin' hamster wheel, but this map has a few different areas, like the beach area inside the building. It does have stairs going up to walkways. And for me, and Connor, I swear to God, I tried to look outside Halo and all that, and I just kept coming back, and I looked at a few maps on Reach, but it was just Halo 3. It's like, I would just love to play this because, you know, it would be great, even without vehicles, although you need a warthog and a mongoose to crowd your way into there. What's your opinion, Connor? Is you can understand it from me? I know there's a lot of sentimentality over practicality on this one.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think it's a good pick. I'm not going to say what mine is yet, but there's an element on this map that factors into mine.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to say what that is. Well, I guess I could.
Well, no. I was going to wait for you last.
I'll wait. I'll wait until whatever to talk about the mechanic that I like. My only thing about this is that we actually watched a video about video game maps yesterday.
Yes.
Specifically from Call of Duty, like what makes a bad video game map.
Yeah.
and whatever, the guy came up like 5 sins of a bad map. And one of them was Dead Space. Not the game Dead Space, but like the turn, like that there's nothing going on there. And if you think Last Resort, there's like some spots on the map where it's kind of like nothing is really happening. It's really just all in the middle around the wheel and kind of the warehouse otherwise.
Well, that's why we got fast guys like you to run in the gaps. I'll cover you. I'll cover you from the stairwell. I'll cover you for the stairwell, bro. I know that's what you guys call each other, bro. And what I've learned from videos, from videos like cop cam videos, is in a lot of these situations, I wouldn't call a cop bro. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to go to Mike now. Now, Mike, we have some similar tastes in games.
Mike, you didn't, when we were playing Halo 3, you said you didn't play the multiplayer, right? Or is it just the campaign?
No, I didn't play the campaign. I probably played every multiplayer at least one point in time in my life. Like,
okay. So are you familiar with the map at all, or?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, not to the point where I could get really in depth with it, but yeah, I mean, I know it's a larger map, right? I remember, is it the one? Yeah, it's the one with the coastline, and it goes, as soon as you go through that hamster wheel, it kind of goes downhill. I remember playing on
there's
it.
like the arc that you go through to from the beach.
It's that building behind the
hamster wheel. You would definitely want some vehicles.
You know, the warehouse, I remember I've been playing the map considerably, that I found out the other side of the warehouse is a crack in the wall, and you can actually sneak in from behind there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a fun map. Mike, what did you select? What at least for now, whatever mood you're in, what would you select for that? And you might have to be very descriptive if we don't know the map. Connor may know it, but hey, you've pretty good chance I don't.
Yeah, so for those who can't see, I decided to kind of mess with my background earlier. I don't know if anyone recognizes what's in the background.
I don't even know that. I'm
not you probably wouldn't. I'm pretty sure Jeff... Andrew would probably know once I say it, but I think Jeff might know. But anyway, mine's more of a nostalgia thing over practicality as well. For 2 reasons. One, I went to Lake Placid yesterday, and I got to hang out with my big bro, who I only get to see a few times a year. And I grew up with him as a kid, and we had every single gaming system since the first one that was out, I mean... So we constantly played video games, and when I got old enough to, play with him rather than just be the kid sitting with the unplugged controller thinking I was playing, it was like around N64 time. That's when I got, like, when I was able to be competitive and whatever, and 007 GoldenEye is one of the most nostalgic, games from that time era. You say N64 or multiplayer, anything like that, it's like, oh yeah, 007 GoldenEye. So that's the first thing that popped into my head when you asked the question, was 007. I mean, there's Halo, Call of Duty, there's so many good maps that I could think of, but there's nothing more raw than the simplicity of, like, the old school, just 007 maps. But the one that's here nonetheless is a Complex, and that's the one I think I picked the most, like, because when I played with my brother and whoever, it's like, oh, you pick the map this time, I'll pick the map next time, yada, yada, yada. But I just feel like I always pick Complex. Not only, I mean, look at it. It looks so cool it had that red, like, sky and stuff. But it's not very practical because you'd need, like, unlimited stamina because there's, like, really a lot of ramps, like, high-pitched ramps and stuff. But the map itself is really cool, really tight corridors, multi-floors, and if you did play it, there was, like, all these, like, mazes through grates and vents and stuff. It was just a really fun map, and it also reminds me of, this has, again, nothing to do with paintball, but, like, we used to play on one TV, 2 people on one TV. So you could just kind of peek down and, like, see where the person was, and once you knew the map, you could get there. But I don't know. I just think it would be a lot of fun. I don't know. Like, again, it's more nostalgia than practical, but it's set up really good. There's lots of good cover, and then there's lots of good close quarter combat. I think, it would be something cool. And yeah, I was just kind of digging down in the nostalgia thing. But there's so many good, video game maps out there that could double as paintball maps. And if they're too big, you just add a vehicle in there, and you could, a tank where everyone can get in there and could have fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Very well spoken. The sentimentality kicked in there too, and I think the awe of
Yeah.
just being somewhere where you've literally spent a lot of, I want to say in some cases, hundreds of hours, and you're actually there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, look at it. It looks like the blood moon at Phasmophobia. Like,
Gonna
imagine
say,
playing with that. Like, I mean, it's nighttime, but it looks like it's daytime. It'd
It's
be
scary.
a cool,
It's
not only
foreboding.
a cool place to play, but it would feel cool and look cool if it was set up like that.
All right, Connor. And I know you take things to heart, so I shouldn't have thrown this at you when you're in the middle of studying, because he's probably sitting there typing stuff and sliding in like Guardian and all the names of all these maps, Tower, I don't know. So, Connor, I'm very curious. I was definitely curious for Mike, but, just the history we have playing video games all your life. What'd you come up with, at least in the mood you're in now?
okay. So this is tough because, like, I can understand both your guys' perspectives and stuff. Is that if Last Resort is that it's a fun map. I love that map too so much on Halo 3, but like I don't know how well it translates in the paintball. Because of obviously let's just ignore that there's a giant wheel that's spinning, but let's just say it's still, but it's a little weird because it's like once you go through the beach through that door, there's just lots of dead area.
I'd be in the wall. I'd be in the back
Stuff.
wall sniping.
Yeah.
You
Like there's
know
cool
me,
stuff
right?
at the beach. Yeah. And and with Mike, when you picked your map, like obviously I'm not familiar with it personally, but I was thinking a lot at first. It's like, okay, I'm trying to think back of like original school games maps where they're symmetrical. You think of, we're not speedballers, but Speedball Field, it's a symmetrical thing. So I was thinking, okay, maybe like a Halo map because, it's some of the originals like Midship and you can play Asylum, that it's balance sake.
Asylum.
But
I like that.
my map,
hmm
let me upload a picture. Let's see.
I'd have to reiterate while you're doing that. My game mode would to work on my map would have to be a free for all.
Yeah.
Team
Okay.
deathmatch would just be way too wonky.
No, I was
I'd
gonna
have to
make
be
a
big
joke.
team battle for me.
When I saw your picture, Mike, I was gonna just take a random thing. Is that I guess technically the first person shooter I played before Halo was Red Faction, the original
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
And
OG.
I don't remember any of the maps. I just remember not seeing anything. Like it was just so dark on all of them.
Yeah, I do remember playing that game.
Butcher.
That game was ahead of its time.
Your sister
Absolutely.
played that too. I think we had that on the PlayStation too.
On the
Yeah, Red
PS2.
Faction.
Yep.
Courtney played
Yep.
it too. Yeah. Decent story too. I think, it was fun.
Super good story. Yeah.
Okay, so with my map, I chose the best map in the series. Argue with me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is
am I looking
Operation
at?
Locker from Battlefield 4.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Listen, okay.
Stop.
Listen.
You only picked that because I told you it was my least favorite map.
It's a polarizing map. Even I know that.
Is not a polarizing
Oh.
map. Mike is the one person in the world.
Oh,
I got
that
trauma
room right
thinking of the
there
hallway. I'm
alone
looking at a
gives me
picture.
PTSD.
You don't even have to know this map. If you're listening to this podcast right now, he put a picture of this room and there's some corridors in it you can't even see on it, and I'm sweating already thinking about being frickin' trapped in there. Well, they come around from a similar
Just getting
corridor.
noob tubed
Yeah.
constantly every time I step out, just getting exploded. Oh,
What's your
I
let's hear
think
argument?
this
why.
map could actually work. Because listen, I was saying that before. It's like that. I like your pick, but I don't think it'd work. I think this could actually work. Because
Yeah,
on the
you need
topic
some
of-
substance into that.
on the topic of what's it called? Of Last Resort, one of my favorite mechanics in maps is stupid little gimmick things that don't do anything. And on Last Resort, into the warehouse, you can drive a warthog in, but you put the barriers up that stops the warthog. I'd use like 5 lives trying to get to that button,
Yeah.
and after I'd get it, and I felt like I won the game. And so I like these mini objectives in the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Operation Locker has plenty of those. So in the middle, it's a prison, right? I could, whatever. The map's like a long strip, infantry only. Either go inside or you're outside on the cliffside because it's like a Siberian prison. It's in the middle. There's a little button you can press. There's a lockdown. You can lift the lockdown and open certain doors and new paths like below. But what I think is so cool about the map is that there's lots of checkpoints and choke points and funnels and stuff. And for me, I'm really thinking of this in the context of a big game.
Yes.
Where I love when it's like kind of where you have to work as a team. Is that there's certain maps that you can play on in Battlefield. You can be like a unique squad and just maybe go around in a Jeep just capturing stuff, and because you're being annoying in the back, people are coming to you, whatever. This is like this in Operation Metro are like the two maps in Battlefield that I feel like you have to be a whole entire team. Like if you're not all running in together, you're losing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in real life there's no grenades coming at you and stuff, but I just think it's cool because there's lots of mini victories in this. And like for me, when I'm playing, I remember much more fondly like those little cool moments that happen, like those mini victories. Like imagine like from when we did the Titman challenge when you ran up and got the flag however many times. I think it's cool if you run up and you open that stupid door. You do the interact on the door, so the cell door opens so that we can all run through. You sacrificing yourself, it's a mini victory, and from that we get ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's cool because there's lots of like it's crazy, and I don't know, like maybe it's not the best map, but I think it just has lots of things that I like the whole thing of working together, these mini objectives, and you get lots of kills, you die a lot, so that's fun. But
Yeah, there'd definitely be that part. You'd have to like God walking back to spawn would be terrible.
yeah, no, I think this could be like a sort of thing though where it's your 5 flags, just like
So
in the
once you
actual
only go
thing.
back to
And
the
so
last
yeah,
one then
like
too, yeah.
exactly. So if you
Was
have
that Rush that we did that?
yeah, so you don't go all
Huh.
the way back. You go back not to the furthest one you have, but I guess the second one up you have. So
Could you play a
Yeah.
game like that with control points? And if you had sharp referees with flags and walkie-talkies, could you do something like that in an actual paintball field? I'm not saying necessarily Warzone, because although it's expanding, but if you had a big field, could you theoretically do that? Play like you're
I,
talking about, where you gain the sector, go up. I think you could do something like that.
Well, actually that's what it's not a big field, but imagine like Capital Combat Zone times 3. Like just take it like football field, football field. You could do it like that. But actually kind of little promotion here for him. But anyway, there's 0 hour next year. They changed it up rather than just smashing the 50 line all day, which is so fun anyway. They're doing sectors.
I
So
saw that.
you can push forward. Yeah, so that's gonna be kind of like a battlefield. They're kind of is similar to Operation Locker because I mean it's just a thin, straight corridor. I don't know. So that's gonna be cool. It'll be different. I'm excited to
There's going to be a lot of smoke
try
they
that
can
out.
use too, because that time of year it shouldn't be dry. Yeah.
Yeah, smoke and shield walls. They love shield walls up here. So all you got to do is get 20 guys with shields, and then a whole row of people behind them
It's a mag fed
pushing
only
towards
event,
that
correct?
objective. Yep, mag fed only, so it doesn't get super out of hand. It's oh man, I know we got balling for boobies, but 0 hour me and my wife are definitely not going to miss because we had such a blast last year.
Truthfully,
And
I'm thinking about it.
Pat McGoey. Yeah, Pat McGoey. I'm not sure if Tonka's going, but he was there obviously last time. But Pat is like on board. He's been talking about it constantly, and it's still so far away. And people are like really stoked about it because MagFed events this big aren't that common, I guess. So it's nice to see them. It's nice to see them this big and people this excited about them. Yeah. But it reminded me a lot of, I didn't mean to veer off the subject of the map, but it reminded me a lot of when you were saying that, like a thin corridor taking the sections and stuff like that.
No. Well, that's.
And then, of course, they throw in little mini objectives while you're playing and doing those things.
Well, that was the goal of the podcast, is it would probably sidetrack to something like this because inevitably it does. I have honestly on my mother's grave, I have been considering going there. And it's like, well, I don't think it's fair to make it a full blown like EF, but we could just have a squad of us go, just like we do for special forces, where we just get, because I feel like when we do an expeditionary force, which is D-Day and a couple of others we've done at Mirabel, it's got to be one where we encourage and do everything we can to have everybody show. I would love that. I want that for Ball and for Boobies, 100%. I think it might be a lot to ask the guys to do it 3 times, because if they do Bowling for Boobies, this is the off-season chat you're going to get in podcasts like this, everybody listening. You got D-Day, which is a gimme. I mean, if we only play paintball once a year, we're going to play D-Day. But I honestly am thinking, because like you said, there is no... I know people, it's like, look, MagFed's not going to die. It maybe was at a peak before, but people keep it going. But there's just not a lot of MagFed games, big games at all. So I'm really considering that, and the way the sectors go, I mean, by the way, when I was thinking about my maps, I had to definitely put aside big game versus individual map, even though Last Resort's a big map, because I sat there thinking there's some big maps, especially Battlefield, but even some in Halo and that would be pretty wild to play on in kind of a big game setup. But I haven't gotten Connor prep with it. I know Connor and I love, at least I love it. Maybe just humors me when we're watching YouTube after we eat dinner, we're on the couch, and this, some guy, these are my favorite 10 maps from Halo, or the worst 10 Call of Duty maps. And I don't even know them, but Connor's like, he's explaining it, and it's like, man, that one's so bad. Even I know about it, and it's great. I like doing that with paintball fields. Connor, remember when you did that? We did a tier list on the paintball fields we'd played at.
Yeah. Which,
it's a very small universe we live in. And it was such a blast. As a matter of fact, guys, we would have, Trent, Pierre, favorite field to play on at Warzone. And then least favorite.
Pierre can hear.
Oh, Pierre can't hear. That
would be a good survey to put together. Not even just maps individually, but like the fields that we played on. We could go and put all the fields and put a little survey out of your top 5 favorite fields that we've been to and why. That would be kind of cool.
I think we kind of toyed with that before in the podcast. Like, if you had to win one game, which field would you play on and what game type? So something like that,
Yep.
Like, I'll tell you which my worst scenario would be doing. Actually, I was gonna go the cliche that team deathmatch on tires, but the thing about tires is exactly where you stand at all times on tires. You don't necessarily have to worry about a flank. Although, actually, here's a good...
Gene's on the other team.
We should ask... Yeah, there's Gene's on the other team. Yet on the video I'm producing today, it'll be out not this Monday, but next Monday. It's the one where he sat in the back of the truck the entire time till the game ended. The multi-team.
No, and Nick thought the game was over. It's like, I know where he is. He's right there. I was standing up there with Trent's.
And then Nick freezes him because Nick knows I'm crazy and I really want to have freeze. It's a gentleman thing to do. And Nick's screaming freeze and he's not freezing and they're shooting at each other like point blank.
It was crazy.
That was good.
Okay. Trent
That was too
says,
good.
honestly, I enjoy all the maps. At first, I didn't like Village too much, but after the barrier bunker changes, I enjoying it so much more. Let me tell you, Village was always a good map, but when they added those stacks of hay, which by the way should be replaced, they're getting a little stinky. But when they put those things of hay down, it took that map to a new level. It really did, in my opinion. In my opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
And what the fuck is a dongle? A dongle, it's the thing that, okay, it's like a USB, the thing that hangs out of it, plugs into, anyway, yeah, dongle. Yeah, USB stick. You know the old Amazon Fire Sticks you'd put in your computer? In your
Yeah.
TV, and some of them, the Microsoft version had was like the Chrome version was like a rubbery thing in it. That's a dongle.
I'm gonna have to Google it because it's still not clicking. I thought they were, like a thingy-majig. I thought that's what he was saying, but then after he said it so many times,
that's a lot clearer.
I realized that it's an actual thing.
Connor, would you go to a MagFed only event? But they did say Shield.
Maybe. I don't really have a problem with it. I think it'd be fun.
Pistol and the Shield. I'd like to see you run with the
wild.
pistol.
I mean, I'd run with the pistol. It's probably not ours. I think it's a little too heavy, the setup and stuff.
Yeah, they have a melee too, so you see people out there with swords and axes, and we've seen that one guy at, I can't remember which event it was at, but we've seen that one guy with that massive axe. I don't know if that was.
Oh yeah, battle axe. Was that at Mirabelle?
But you see, yeah, I believe so. You see tons of people like that. They go all out, like they'll wear like all blue, and they'll have like two swords that they pull out, and
Deadpool.
It's just a whole other world. Yeah, it's a whole other world, and it's a lot of fun, but it's different. These MagFed guys go hard.
Trent mentioned,
but if you're looking for like an adrenaline-packed day, yeah.
Trent mentioned there used to be a lot more MagFed events back in the day, and he nailed it on why. Had he not written this next sentence, I would have brought it up. PRZ had a few big game MagFed exclusives. PRZ, its location kind of halfway between Toronto and Montreal. A lot of paintball players also in the Ottawa area. It was kind of like central compared to it was kind of a common meeting point. PRZ was like absolutely wild for MagFed. And because it was an actual building, an old military hospital, and the grounds around it, it wasn't built to play paintball. So it had a lot of like killer choke points and such, which can take the gameplay away. But when you're playing MagFed, it's a whole different animal, because you can totally, when you run out of shots, I mean, you got to go somewhere back. And if you're one of these guys who are going to load it on the middle of the field, you need to work as a team. I would love to do that. And oh my God, that would be so chaotic in Capital Combat Zone. That would be wild. That would be absolutely wild.
There's a prison that closed down, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, but I think I'm just throwing out stupid things here, but some company ended up buying it and moving in there. But I always thought, ever since we started playing paintball, it would be the coolest thing. I wish I was a millionaire so I could just buy these things when I wanted to, because it's a 2-story, but it was a smaller prison. It wasn't like a huge prison. Something like that would be cool, like a prison, or like that was like a hospital or something, right? A military hospital.
Yeah, it was a military hospital.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just any kind of facility like that would be great. And there's quite a few of them around here. Old mental hospitals and stuff. But they're just all so run down that I don't think you could ever get in there and actually, get the insurance to cover it. But man, those type of places are really cool. I never got the chance to go to PRZ, but I watched so many videos of it when I first got into paintball.
My biggest regret is that was either the fall of 2023. Yeah, it was. They asked me to be a general at a MagFed event in the fall, and I forget why I had to back out. I think it conflicted with a vacation. No, it was to do with work. Anyway, whatever it was, is I wasn't able to do it because it would have been my only time there. But still, it's a legend. Trent mentions PRZ used to be a bunch of guys who ran around with lightsabers and pistols, or just lightsabers. They would always meet in the middle of the field for duels, and we all just watched. I would have popped the enemy guy. But anyway, maybe watching is fun.
What was that? What was that Call of Duty map on the yacht?
Hijacked?
I forget what.
Yacht Kid?
Yeah, that one was. Yeah, that would have been what I called it. That one was sweet, but it just brought me back to the cruise ship. If you were to take out even like the inside with all of just the hallways and the rooms and stuff, like the outside of a cruise ship would be so much fun to play paintball on, because we often get like a bottle of wine and just walk around in circles in the pool deck and stuff.
Yeah.
With the 2 floors, that would be so much fun to play paintball. And I'm not gonna lie.
Thinking
I know.
of
I get a better
originally
one,
at
Connor.
first. I was gonna put either. I was thinking of like OG COD. I was either gonna put Bog, which is kind of just like a big empty field thing, or I was gonna put Wetwork, and that's like the original boat map. That it's you're on the
Even
the
I know
shipping
that.
boat, and there's the raining, and there's the containers. So it's like a mini. Like labyrinth, but not really. I thought that map would have been better than
I just thought of a
because I
better.
love Hijack too.
I want to change
There's
my
so
answer.
many good ones.
I'm changing my answer. I already have it
Bank.
prepped.
Rainbow Six Bank. What Rainbow Six map would you put in there? Bank would be up
It's
there.
classic.
Been
Dostoevsky,
thinking of that
maybe.
trash game.
Clubhouse.
I don't know the maps good enough, but I do remember Bank.
Yeah, Bank. You have multiple entrances. Bank might
Every
be the
map has
best
multiple
one.
entrances, but
Well, no, House doesn't. I mean, we can't breach.
yes, it does.
House.
It'd be easy if they all just came in one door.
That's true.
Oh, we're on this
Clubhouse
map
are
again. They're all
OG
coming
base.
through the front door.
Would you Hereford base would be?
Hereford. The OG or the new one?
You said OG.
There's so
You
many,
said OG.
There's so many good
Just like the
good
first
games
one.
and good maps.
Clubhouse or OG base. New one trash. That's what Trent's mentioning here. I would play yacht.
That's my map.
When you said yacht in the ice, I would do that. No?
No,
It,
Yacht was horrible. That's such a bad map.
oh, come on.
Yeah, no.
Yacht's a nightmare, Trent says. Geez, Trent, have you still got access to at your Xbox? And we could play Rainbow one night because we've had quite a few.
Well, it's crossplay.
It's
but
crossplay now. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't got Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, even on PC you can play. Everything's crossplay nowadays.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's good.
I predate LAN parties, so you got to cut me some slack. Even though I've been playing
Yeah,
that game.
but I don't think anybody's on Rainbow anyways. I don't think they have their servers.
Did you guys ever play Counter-Strike at all?
No, I thought you might pull up a map from that. I know you're big on Counter-Strike.
I was going to, but they're kind of like, because I was thinking more along the lines of like the amount of people that we have. I wasn't thinking big game. I wasn't thinking like, I was just thinking like, oh, what, us as just, a smaller group. But there's so many good maps on there. But like Dust 2, like if you were to even ask somebody who just barely knows anything about Counter-Strike, they just kind of know, or they played a few times. There's a map called Dust 2 that's just really good, and it's like there's all of the Counter-Strike maps are bomb site A and B, and attack and defend type of deal. And that's why when Rob and Norm made the bomb, I was really excited to try to. I want to, like, next year I hope we can get some bomb games in, some plant defuse, attack and defend type things. Now that we're gonna have the new map up there and stuff, I think it's got a lot of potential.
Oh, it's got a lot of potential, especially if you think about a lot of people. Whoever dropped into this podcast not knowing anything about us or paintball, I gave it up a long time ago. Because you have to be dedicated to listen to us talk about this. We love the field so much, but you think about you're going to have 2-3-story buildings and in terminal. And yes, I know the one building, the tower, it's kind of narrow, but there is 3 levels on it. There's a back room on that new building they're making. So you got lots of nooks and crannies where you can hide a bomb, or if you got to bring a bomb somewhere, or you got to find a key. I mean, there's a million and one things. Find the hostage. Bring them back. There's so many things to do, and a lot of it's going to be up to field regulars like C1D and the other guys we play with regularly to do some R&D and test on those things. And let me tell you one thing, that's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I forgot about the hostage. I mean, we do a lot of VIP stuff, which is similar to, like a hostage thing, but
Mhm.
the Counter-Strike had a lot of that hostage. Well, the original Counter-Strike had a lot of that. There was two, same places that the bombs were or whatever, but you had to go get a hostage and bring them back, and you only had one life. That stuff's really fun.
So,
Escorting,
how do you deal
VIP
with
stuff.
if, okay, so I'm the hostage, Connor takes me, and he's escorting me back. Let's say you're on the other team, Mike. You shoot me trying to get him. What should the rule be on that? Do you actually have to kill Connor and revive me before I count to 30? What's an idea that you guys could think of? I love things like this, just throwing it out there. How could you level that up to make sure that I don't get shot by, and they don't abuse them. You have to punish the guy. Like if Connor's literally got his arm around me and coming with me, using me as a shield, what punishment would it be for him to hit me? Like for you, Mike, to hit me? That you have to kill Connor and revive him within 30 seconds? Any ideas?
Sorry, I got kind of a little confused at my little pea brain. So if you're the hostage and I shot you,
Yep.
because you're a human shield,
Yeah.
I mean, in Counter Strike, I know I just keep going back to Counter Strike, but in Counter Strike rules, you can't shoot the hostage. If you shoot the hostage, they die and you lose money, which penalizes you on the next round. So I don't know how you would get about that. When we play VIP and stuff, you see Trent out there being the VIP all the time, just taking shots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. We'd have to sit down and kind of think about that. I don't really have. Hostage. I don't know. Hostages don't. I don't know. That's a tough one. Connor, help me out here. I have no idea. I got no idea.
I actually really wasn't listening to the question either.
Okay,
So if we're playing like a hostage rescue,
Yeah.
and your dad's the hostage, and you're bringing him back, and he's in front of you as a human shield, and I'm shooting at you guys, and I'm just pelting him. Like, how do we go about that? Does he die? You got to revive him,
I think it's fair.
or is he a
I
human
feel like
shield?
you have to play it in a realistic sense that if the hostage gets shot, like you're dead.
Yeah.
So
Hostage resets or like match over because
I think
terrorists killed the hostage
I think it'd be match over.
Yeah.
you don't reset because then you're going to shoot me on purpose and send me back.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a fair point. But it's all the thing too of them not using the hostage as a shield. Like if using them as a shield, it's like no, that doesn't count. But if you're holding them on the side and they get hit, they're dead.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. I think that would be the best thing. I really do like the thought because I've been playing different video games. This is welcome to the paintball video game podcast. I've been playing tons of video games on the off season. And Arc Raiders, if anyone plays video games, that's on the headlines. Even if you don't play it, it's the headlines of everything right now. Arc Raiders, all the big streamers are playing it. Peanuts playing it. But it just brings me back to the kill confirmed. How we go down, and we can get revived. The dead man can talk.
Yeah.
If we implemented that into some of our game modes, and we were playing some of these like hostage rescues, everyone has that opportunity to be revived because there's a lot of video games, in the 4v4s, 5v5s where you get shot and you can get revived in certain circumstances. And you can talk on Discord or in game while you're down because you're not dead. You should still have the opportunity to get revived. So if we implemented that partial rule that we have for the kill confirmed into some of our other game modes, I think it would make for some interesting games.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Even like even similar as Capture the Flag or just any game mode we play, just we have multiple lives with the ability to be revived. It's just so much fun, and the dead man can talk. We had doing that all year. We had so much friggin' fun with that, and it just makes for a lot of good laughs on the field and some very interesting moments. So
There's
that'd be
one
a good thing to.
the last video I have to edit from that day is Dead Men Can Talk, and basically it's only 4 minutes of action. I got hit right away, and I'm talking, and I'm literally calling out from behind the green monster, and I'm directing people where I'm getting shot from, and I can hear Rob coming around, and it's actually really, really wild because I'm talking, I'm doing nonsense, I'm giving good call outs, I'm giving I'm just it really is interesting. I think that's what we're going to do with these podcasts and maybe the next podcast in a way that we're going to do. I think next week, by the way, guys, next week we're actually on a podcast. We're on Alpha's podcast, or is it the week after? It's December 7th.
I think in 2 weeks.
I think
Yeah.
it's the
In 2
following
weeks.
week, yep.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
I thought the reason why I wasn't listening to the question before is that
Rude.
on the topic of video games, I have one mode I thought of on the spot. I think it's too cool not to mention.
Sure.
Is that for the maps, I was thinking of this one game. There's a shooter I played for a while, really an arcade shooter, and I really wanted to pick a map or have it as honorable mention, but the maps are more like missions in it.
Okay.
It's from the game Payday.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So
I don't know why I knew you were going to say that.
So, my idea for that is, well, there's all these different missions in the game, right? So it's not like you're playing on this map and it's this mode. There's always the same objective. Like you're at the bank, you have to whatever, go into the vault, blah blah blah. And for this map, I thought of this when I saw Terminal for the first time. Is that there's a mode you can do. The map or the contract is Cook Off. So what it is that it's really cool is that there's this house and it's 2 stories. We use the giant terminal building that's 3 levels high. Okay? And without saying anything that would get us deleted off anything, but you're cooking the stuff from Breaking Bad in it.
Yeah.
Upstairs in the place. And what's cool about the heist is that you can stay as long as you want. Normally there's a certain amount of loot, but you're cooking the stuff and you have to be listening on the radio for putting the right stuff in, and if you put the wrong thing in, it blows up and you die. So you have to pay attention. And what there is that you're listening, and there's the same 3 ingredients you have to put in that are found within the house, kind of like in their own stash. It's not very realistic, but they're super volatile and they're not stored. So the idea is that when they say, hey, go get grapes, you have to run downstairs, grab grapes, and run back up and put it in quickly. Because if you have it out for too long, it goes bad.
Right.
The idea is for a mode is that we can do 2 we can do 2 halves. So there's one team in this building. You can even do it as a role play thing that you can say that they're like these criminals and they have to make the stuff. And so you can have 3 piles of things somewhere in the tower. And that there's a ref in the building and a ref outside the building, whatever. The ref in the building has to check every 2 minutes. They say the ingredient, right? You're basically doing this stuff, and it's an endurance game. So the team attacking has to wipe out the people inside before
that are baking cookies.
They're baking cookies. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So if they bake 2 batches of cookies, when you swap sides, when you're the cooks, you have to make 3 batches to win.
At least 3.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea is that it's every minute they get a new ingredient. So it's every 3 minutes they're basically getting a point.
A point. Okay, yeah. That's
okay.
cool.
So the attackers would maybe have unlimited lives, but with some sort of lengthy respawn. Then the defenders would be, once you're hit, you're dead.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
that's
too.
awesome.
It's meant to be
That's
like
cool.
in
It's
this,
like
in the
zombies.
map too. It's because you're playing against a computer. It's meant to be that they're at an extreme disadvantage. They're coming up the hill and stuff, and you see them coming over the hill to get into the map. They're easy to pick off. So it's not that you're dying 100 times on attack, but it's you're not meant to get them easy.
Okay.
You're encouraged to get in there as quick as possible to. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool.
I like it. It's like the attack, defend, zombie thing, but you're baking cookies at the same time. So there's a whole other you're not just defending, you have to do something while defending. So you're leaving yourself open at certain points in times, and that's when
Exactly, and
yeah.
it
No,
requires
that's super
some good
cool.
coordination too with everything. Is that like in that map too? There's three levels. There's the second floor, the first floor, and the basement. There's one ingredient in like the closet in the second floor. There's an ingredient in the bathroom in the first floor. And the worst case is the basement, where you actually have to run outside of the building and go downstairs.
Oh,
Maybe they should hand
So
stuff off so the guy with ingredient 1, when it's ready, has to run it to the guy to ingredient 2 or the building it is.
pretty much, yeah. So like the idea is
Oh.
that you're not just all camping at
Yeah.
the oven to bake the cookies. Is that you're kind of having
yeah,
layered
yeah.
defense. I think it'd be really cool to try.
That is
I'm
actually
down.
awesome. You could have a scenario too where you have a
I didn't know
dungeon
where you were
master
going at first.
claiming that then in the forest there's some ingredients. So you can look for ingredients to make it that much quicker. Instead of waiting for the time to get your ingredients, you can send out a crew.
You can go to a danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go somewhere dangerous to get something that speeds it up.
Yeah, because let's
Super oven.
Yeah, let's assume that
Super yeast.
terminal is done in June. And July, which is perfect weather, you can hide stuff in village, you can hide stuff in the forest, you can hide stuff on Tire Ball, you can hide stuff on Market. The area behind Market is greatly expanded. You can even do something crazy like say, hey, there's ingredients at the border stop, which is what, half a kilometer straight down the road? Does somebody actually want to run there? Do the guys attacking the lab going to waste and send some guy back there? This is, wow. Okay. This is what we're
it'd be
going
really
to do.
fun
I've written this down.
to make a whole day out of it.
Yeah. For next week's podcast, I'm going to have a little list of some of the game types I've written down. You guys, maybe you can think of a new game type or something you're trying to perfect, like, I don't know, foosball rules. I think we have kill confirmed, like locked. Kill confirmed. 2 revives. On village. With what? We had 6 or 7 guys on each team. And it was just like the best. Dead Men Can Talk. It was like a slam dunk in the bag. We combined. Let's try to come up with ideas and some just thoughts. If you want to write stuff down, if you just want to critique it and that. Connor, this whole thing with this lab, the candy factory you're talking about, because they're making candies.
Yeah.
Bakery, yes.
Yeah,
They're
the
baking
bakery.
cookies.
Yeah. That could be a game. It could be like almost like a mini big game. And like you said, you just switch sides and you see if the other guy can do it. I
know.
mean,
It was my favorite contract in that game. And it's like, it was the worst for actually making money and getting XP. It was just like a flex. It's like, hey, I did this on Death Wish for like 2 hours. You're like, what the hell? Because the idea is it's really like odd zombies, like the OG zombies, where you have such limited resources. Like you can only go so long, and so you have to figure out how to stretch stuff out. So,
okay. Well,
what did you put cold storage in for?
I
What
put the
is
worst
that?
map. I mentioned it to Connor, and I was on Halo 3. He mentioned the worst map you could do cold storage. That's a signal that I'm ending the show. Next week we're gonna talk about game types that we want to regularly use next year. We have a few that we did, like foosball. We know we want to do the Pokemon game that Connor talked about before. We're going to talk, each of us come in, and I'm including Jeff, who was Christmas shopping tonight, by the way. So you better get me something nice for missing the show. We're going to talk about a game type that we would like to see regular next year. We've all got good minds with it. Like I said, if you want to tweak a current existing one, if you want to try something different, Connor, if you want to nail down these rules for this, the bakery game, although I think we've thrown out some pretty freaking good rules there. And yeah, we'll do that. Any parting shots here, Mike, before we go off for the week here?
No, it's good to be back talking about paintball and video games and all that good stuff. It's good to see your guys' faces again.
Great
and,
to see you, man. Great to see you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right. So before you go back into your academic slumber, if you want to call it slumber, I don't know what to call it. Get back on the academic hamster wheel, Connor. Any parting shots?
Nope. If anybody wants to take my place as a student, just message me.
But he'll accept the degree. As long as the degree says his name on it, you can do all the work for him. I want to thank Trent for listening and his input on it. Pierre was only here briefly, but I want to thank him as well. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Facebook, or wherever, thanks. The off season is busy in so many great, exciting ways. As you heard, we're going to talk about how next season's going to pan out. You're going to see it evolve in front of your ears, or your eyes and ears if you're listening on Facebook or YouTube. That's the other thing we do. And thanks for listening. Remember, at the end of the day, it is only game. What you worry about? It's only game.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like us, rate us, and tell everybody about us. Thanks for listening.